Good afternoon, everyone. It's Robin Carter with Robinscreations, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of Flower Mound, Texas. And today I'm here to share yet another alternate made with the October 2022 paper pumpkin kit named Ho Ho Ho. So I've already shared 3 previous alternates, so if you missed those, be sure to click on my channel and then look under videos, and there'll be a list of all the videos I have created with this and past kits. So today, as I promised in my last video, I was going to share another box with you. And so this is it. And I'm going to show you how to make this. But first of all, let me be sure and thank those of you who have subscribed to my channel. I appreciate your support of my channel, and I hope you find some inspiration here. If you are new to my channel or you've watched me and have not subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button below, help support my channel, and ring the bell for notifications if you would like a notification of when I post a new video. So just a note, for the last video I created this box, and in case you're not into creating boxes, this would make a very nice slimline card as well. You would just create a card base that would fit this design of what I put on top of the box. And so you can do the same thing with this box. Now the box we're going to be making today is quite a bit thicker. It's about 2 inches thick. Well, it is 2 inches thick. And I'm going to show you how I made that. So let's get started. So you're going to need 2 pieces of Whisper thick white paper, and these are the coordinates. So the coordinates for the bottom are 8.5 by 5, and then the lid is 8.25 by 6 and 1/16 and 6 9/16. And how I came up with these measurements is, since I wanted to have a 2-inch tall box and a smaller lid, I took 2 inches from each side, and then I have a lid, and this is only going to have a 1-inch score on it. So let me get my scoring tool. I like to use my scoring, I forgot what this is called, my score tool, I call it, rather than my trimmer, but if you just have a Stampin' trimmer, this will work well too. So for the lid, I'm going to only score at 1 inches. So rather than try to give you the dimensions all around, just turn your cardstock and score at 1 inches all the way around. Okay, piece of hair. And then do the same for the box, except for the box, since I want it taller, we're going to go at 2 inches. So I do like to use my thinner end of my stylus. So same thing, just turn it and score at 2 inches. Okay, and by doing that, we're going to have a lid that doesn't go all the way down to the bottom, which is what I wanted. So let me get that back on there. Okay, so here is our scored stuff. Let me put my Simply Scored is the name of this. It's on the bottom. Put that away. And now what you want to do is burnish all your score lines really well. So I like to do it like this, and then put my point off the end so I don't make any more marks on the paper. Okay, and I'm going to show you in a minute how we're going to use that one card base to make 2 different designs of our box. So just score it well. Okay, something like that. Okay, and then you get your paper snips, and I really do like these because they have such a fine tip on them. And you're going to go in, and I like using the bottom, what I'd call the bottom side, because I can see the score lines really well. And you just want to make a notch in each corner. And here just go diagonal. No specific measurement on that. Just go up to the score line and take little nibs off, and this will help you fold the box. I kind of went crazy making little boxes. I'll show you those in a second, but I don't want to hold up this video. Okay. And if you haven't before, let me know where you're watching from. If you're in the US, let me know what state. And this one's going to have a bit thicker beads, and I hope I didn't just cut that crooked, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to cover it up. Be a little more careful on this side. This side you probably need to be more careful. The outside doesn't matter as much. Okay, 2 more sides. Going up. And 1 more. Okay, so this helps create our box. Helps us fold it in. Now, as I mentioned with my previous box, when you go to put the adhesive on here, you want to do it on the front side, okay? So I have some double-sided adhesive, such as something like tear and tape would work, or maybe the ultra strong, it's not called snail, I forget what the new one is called, tape runner. And I put it on the outside part of the box, and if it goes over, I'm not worried about it. I'm not really into tearing, so I simply just cut it. So just little strips, and if I go over, I'll trim those down before I adhere it. But like I said, be sure and put these on the front side of your box, because that's what's going to go on the inside of the box. So these I'm going to cut a little longer to fit the bigger box. I'm getting a phone call. I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb, but I think she will wait. It's my good friend. Okay. 1 more side. Okay, so let's get to this side. Okay, and the next thing I like to do is burnish all my tape down, just to make sure it's stuck really well to the paper. Okay, now I'm going to trim off where I went over. And these are just scissors I have that have a non-stick coating on them. And I like that for stuff like this. All right, let's see if I can get that up. All right, let's get rid of all my trash real quick. Tidy up my space. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our box together, and then I'll get to the designs of the top. And I have 2 different designs, so we're going to make the second design, but I'll show you how I made that. So when you fold, you just want to bring the tab in that you created. Well, you can take off the adhesive first. And of course, I lost a nail, so that's difficult right now. And then bring this up to the very corner. Okay. And same thing here. You smooth out that corner. That must have been the one I kind of messed up on. Okay. That's good. One more. Last one. Just make it square. So there's our bottom of our box. And we're going to do the top. And then we're going to hope that I did the right dimensions, because I did this the other day and I wrote it down. Okay, let me send a message to my phone here. Just a second. Sorry about that. Now, maybe she can wait 30 minutes. If she calls again, then I'll know it's an emergency and I'll have to do this video again another time. Okay, so bring all those corners together, and there is our lid. Now, let's make sure I did write it down correctly and that this fits. And I think I did. It's just very snug because we only made 1/16 of an allowance. So our box fits, and that's great. So let's get on to our designs. Now, this is the design I came up with first, and it uses one of these card bases that were meant for the joy, and the front of it looks like this, and the back is a solid red color. So if you didn't want to make a box, this could easily be put onto a card, and this could be your alternate card. So I just used the front of that card base. Here's one. So here's what it looked like. I cut the cards in half, okay? So I just had the card front. And then I took a piece of vellum, and the vellum is 2 5/8 this way, and then 5 3/8 this way. And then I went and I ran it through the 3D embossing colored of Wintry. There's one that's like pine needles, and the second one is like snowflakes. And I really like how that pops and kind of turns the vellum white where you emboss that. So I put this here, and then I got the letters that were included in our kit, Joy, and I put there with a snarflake. It's a star flake. And then I stamped the word Christmas with our stamp sets and put that on. And then I also cut one of our envelopes up. Here's some scrap up of what I have left. And you just need, since this is 1 inch, you just need 3/4 of an inch wide by however long it is. So I just took the width. And the same thing on the other side. Now for the short side, you want to use the bottom part of the envelope. Let me get an envelope so I can further explain what I'm talking about there. Let me find one. I know I have a bunch. Sorry about that. I should have had this out so I can show you. Okay, this one is not cut open, but basically on the shorter side, you're going to want to use this part, this front part, because you can cut that off and it's still wide enough to go on the end of your box right there. Okay, so that's what I would do for that. But again, if you don't want a box, you could easily make this into a card front, and there's your alternate card. So when I cut these apart, I have a red piece left. I'm going to put this away because I'm going to do a different design on that. So let me put all these goodies back in the little folder over here. So for this design, we have a red side of the card. Now, you could easily use this but I had some cherry cobbler cardstock in my stash, so I decided to use it because, as I showed in my first video of making tags, I really like how the inside of this is white, and I'm thinking I can get 2 tags from this. But we'll see what I come up with for this later. As I said, if you don't have any cherry cobbler, you can easily use this, but I had some cherry cobbler solid cardstock, and it's colored on both throughout. And then I took this component from the kit, right, like they used in the Ho Ho Ho, but I really like the pop to flip it over and do the white, especially against that cherry cobbler. I think it's very stunning. Okay, and then the next thing I did was I stamped the Christmas as usual. And then I got those joy letters out. They're in my little stash here of stuff for the card. And then I got the green piece out that they used, as well as the strip. I'm trying to use stuff from all the kit. So here we go. And the only thing I added was a small piece of vellum embossed with that wintry 3D embossing folder. Excuse me. Just because I wanted the letters to pop up. And if you don't have vellum, I'm going to show you what it'll look like without the vellum. So I would just do that. And I didn't want to use a Santa Claus for the O. I wanted the real O. Okay, and so here's what it is. Now granted, I would put that stuff on dimensionals, but I really thought the joy didn't stand out as well. So that's why I added this sheet of vellum. And maybe with it just on dimensionals, it would show up better. But I thought that kind of gave it some separation from the pattern below. Okay, so let's get to gluing this down. Just wanted to show you. So as I said, I'm going to put the white side up, and I have my Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. Okay. Down, and that gives me some wiggle room so I can center it. Probably shouldn't pick it up to center it. All right, gives you a little bit of time to move it and just get it to where it's pleasing to your eyes. Somewhat in the center. No one's going to get out a ruler and measure it, I don't think. If they do, I don't know. So then we're going to do the joy. I guess you want to know what size this vellum is, so let me measure it for you because I didn't write that down. It's 1.75 by 4.5 is the piece of vellum. Let me make a note over here by 4.5, just so I don't have to measure it again. Okay, so now vellum, what you want to be careful of is the glue will show through. So what I want to do first is decide, do I want the whole thing up on dimensionals? I might. And then just put the joy on there. What do you guys think would look better? Let me know in the comments, and I'll know which way you prefer. But either way, you could either glue the vellum down. And tips I have on your vellum is use the little glue dots that come in our paper pumpkin kit. This is an old one. Most of the time they look like this. This time we did get some big ones, but I have some left over from another kit. And if you put those, especially behind something that you're going to put on the vellum, they definitely won't show. But even if you don't and you put them on the corners, for some reason these glue dots do not show up very much. And you can see that on this box. I have one here and here, but they don't really show. So I do like that about the paper pumpkin glue dots. Now, I didn't tell you, on this card, I did put the JOY up on dimensionals above the vellum. The vellum's down flat. So maybe this time I will do it the opposite. trying to decide. Sorry, I should have decided this ahead of time. You know, let's do the same thing. Let's wait and glue that down. So first I'm going to add the joy to the vellum with dimensionals. Let's just do it the same way. Either way, there's no right and wrong, kind of your preference on all of card making. As I say, there are no mistakes, only opportunities for more alternates. And these I didn't cut in half. So I want to use plenty so that they don't come off. Okay, so let me get my piece of vellum off the card so I can kind of start with the O. And I'm just going to eyeball the center. And if it's not exactly in the center, it doesn't matter. You could put a snowflake, which we may do anyway, on the edge. So before I press down, I kind of just set them there, except the O, and make sure I like the placement of the letters. That looks like it's a little high. Now he looks crooked. Okay, I like that. So now I'm going to press. Okay, and then, as I told you, I'm going to put some dots. I'm going to use my non-stick scissors. I'm going to put it on the back of the vellum around where I have the letters so that I can stick this to my card and they won't show. Whoops. Don't know what happened to the adhesive on that one. I might have left it here. I did. I left it there on the tape, but we'll get that later. Hope I didn't do the same thing. Okay. A few more. All right. So now I'm going to take the backing off those glue dots. My fingernails work well for this, but if yours don't, there's always the take your pick tool, and I totally took the whole adhesive off that one when I plucked that one up. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 here. Again. Actually, I feel the sticky on my finger. Okay, so now I'm going to set this down and I'm going to decide where I want it. So I like doing Christmas Joy. So I'm not going to press yet. I'm just going to kind of set it where I think it might look good. But we're going to add this strip of green from the kit to give it a different little pop of color. And this piece that they provided for us. Now, you can overlap these if you don't want it as wide to cover up this pattern, or you can just do them straight. So I'm going to commit this joy right there. And then I'm going to add this piece of green. Here. And I'm not going to cover up any of my vellum. I'm going to line it up with that. And then I'm going to do this decorative piece that was included in our kit. So the only thing I added that wasn't in the kit was a little piece of vellum. Okay, you know what? I do kind of like that offset, not necessarily so straight. So if you wanted to make this as an alternate card, you would simply add this to a card base, and that'd be a great alternate, except I forgot the Christmas. Let's put Christmas on there. And I'm gluing it down flat above the vellum there. Now this is where you'll tell if I didn't cut it straight. So this would be your card alternate, but I'm going to put it on my box. And so you can see it looks pretty good there. Now I will probably decorate at least the lid like I did here with either envelope paper or some other designer series paper I might have on hand. But anyway, these are my 2 boxes. And like I showed in this box, you could put, I decorated that with the snowflakes. You could do the same snowflakes and cherry cobbler around the edge if you didn't have any paper left. But for this deeper box, you could, whoops, I didn't glue it yet. You could put some shred or some tissue paper, and then you could put all kinds of goodies in this little box, including a gift card. So if you made one of my gift cards like I made before, those fit in here nicely, and you could include some candy treats or whatever kind of present you plan on giving. But as you can see, you can make any size box you desire with just some cardstock. Now I did want to stick to the 8.5 by 11 cardstock, so that's why I did this size. So there it is. That's why I stuck with this size, because I didn't want to have to go to a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I wanted to keep it with the standard letter. And this finished box size, in case you're wondering, I lost my ruler, but guess what? We have a ruler here with our paper pumpkin kit. It's on this side. The finished box size is about 4 5/8 by about 6 1/4, something like that. Hard to tell with a flimsy. Here, hold on, I found my ruler. This finished box size is about 1/6 1/16, and that's the lid. So the inside will be a little more. Yeah, the bottom is 6 by 4.5. So that's your finished box size of something you could fit inside. The lid is just a little bigger to go over the top. So I hope you like these alternates. And as I said, if you didn't want to make a box out of them, you could easily make those as just your card front alternates. So anyway, let me also remind you that it is November and we're coming upon the end of the subscription period for the November Paper Pumpkin Kit. And I think last time I said it's the North Pole gift tag is the name of it, but it's really from the North Pole. And it is intended as designed for gift tags, but you know me, and I don't know if I'll make cards out of these, boxes, tags. My Christmas cards are already done for this year, and I'm having fun making these alternate gift ideas. Now, I said I would show you, I went into making little bitty boxes too that would just fit a gift card. They're not decorated, but I was having fun making boxes of different sizes. And so since this one holds money, I know this one would. I don't know what happened to my dollar bill that I had floating around this time. That I laughed and said, I don't think you'd be very happy if you just received $1 for Christmas. But it is in the thought that counts. So these would be great little presents, even for your teachers, your postmans, your UPS man, your hairstylist, anybody like that that you need to give just a little gift to. And this is a nice presentation of these boxes. So thanks for joining me today, and I hope you find some inspiration for these. Let me know if you intend on making the box or just using it as an alternate card front. I'd like to know if any of you have made these boxes as I've shared. And if you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments below, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. And until the next video, I still have lots of good supplies to use and come up with alternates, but my in-person class is Monday, so I have to get busy on creating the PDF and using up more supplies. So until the next video, thanks for joining me today. I hope you are enjoying these designs, and as a reminder, please subscribe to my channel and help support me making these videos for you, and leave kind comments as always. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Until next time, bye bye.